And they're just like, "Are you drunk yet?" I was like, "No. Do I look drunk yet?"
I had a Bloody Mary and a shot. Who the fuck?
5,
I'm not 5.
4, 3, 2, 1. Wildly uninteresting. Sting.
I'm so happy right now.
Introducing our guest, the chipmunk.
Would anybody else like a hit?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got spit
take
all
that shit
over
to the
it.
face? Yeah.
Ooh, we getting weird tonight.
Everybody's slobbing on.
Are we gonna get really fucking weird?
They're not.
It's like the laughing would.
Hell yeah, man! I love that shit.
God.
Oh yeah, put it on there.
But it seems like the
Welcome to the
laughing.
show.
The laughing is weird because
Yeah.
it seems like it would go away, and like your voice would still be fucked up, but you'll laugh normally. But and you don't. It's
Oh,
just
it's
funny.
still not going. Oh,
There you go.
that's crazy. There's another chemical that will make your voice low, like dude.
I'd love to have that shit.
I'll look
That
it
would
up.
be
and
cool.
We need
I
to
could feel like a
put that on
man.
the show too.
Yeah.
Like a man.
I keep not
The birthday
cutting it.
balloon. The birthday balloons are going wild. Get it out of the way, bro.
I feel like a nut. Did you guys know the bitches ain't
We're
shit?
going crazy on this podcast.
Oh,
All right,
we get.
I'm done with it.
Are you
Yeah.
done? I'm done.
Well, I
You're
mean,
done?
no, you guys can keep
You
doing
can keep
it.
I'm
going.
gonna use
Yeah.
the whole balloon.
She's gonna go for the whole enchilada.
See how long it
You
takes
know?
me to use it all.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I feel pretty happy about myself.
The whole enchilada.
It's crazy what helium in a balloon, the happiness that it would give you, like a small child.
Right?
You know what I mean?
don't. I can't believe. I keep forgetting about it. I've been wanting to do it essentially since my birthday, and I have forgotten. And I'm so happy.
What if that's like
Yay.
the most cancer-causing
I don't give a
chemical, and
fuck,
they didn't
it's
tell
worth
us?
Well, then you would think there'd be a lot more dying children.
We'd all be dead, dude. I don't know one kid who hasn't done
like
it.
The amount of times that I've done this in my life, I would for sure be dead. I feel like I
Yeah,
need to
the-
say something very like,
Stern?
we will make changes in the world.
Yeah, I was thinking like 4 years ago.
Four score 7 years ago.
I'm so glad I get to edit all this out.
I can't see
Better
their
not.
face, but I'll follow them to the ends of the earth with a voice like that.
Shit.
No,
I
man.
also,
How's everybody doing?
I feel like I have to laugh into it when it's like
Yes.
that because it's so fun.
How's
It's so
everybody
good.
doing?
I'm pretty all right.
Good.
How are you?
I'm great.
I'm great.
Yeah.
Sarah's great.
You guys seem happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Can we let the cat out of the bag that you guys are doing prepping the lunches for people?
Oh, yeah, you can,
I
man.
thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
As I
that's
walk
cool.
in, they've got like an ass load of bags on the floor, just like
Stacked.
packing lunches for the less fortunate. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
man.
you
We're
guys.
trying to make moves. We come up with the ideal, man, and we put it out there, and then a lot of people, like, you know what I mean? People
Yes.
wanted to
If you're
help.
homeless and you're watching, we're gonna come feed you tomorrow.
Oh, God. Let me starve, bitch.
It's pretty cynical, tiny voice.
Shit, I
It's
know,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
But, I tend to not think of helping other people, especially not on a large scale. Like
Well-
1-to-1, I might, but
I listen a lot
awesome.
to Tony Robbins, and he says that if you give away with everything that you possibly can without,
yeah.
Hindering
detriment.
your
Don't fuck yourself over.
Yeah.
But
If you give it away, it comes back to you tempo. Now, not giving away to like expect something back, because we
Yeah.
just want to give, and we're giving it a shot, man. And we had somebody else donate and help out, so that was pretty cool. You
Hell
matched
yeah.
us. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks,
But I mean,
Mike.
if one of
You're
those
awesome. Love
people
you.
that you help out happens to be God in disguise,
Right.
it couldn't hurt.
Yeah, man.
Right.
It helps your chances.
Does this negate everything we've done that's terrible?
Ashby's, I thank you for this sandwich. I am your Lord and Savior.
All these
Holy shit, are you Jesus?
I've changed my name since then. I'm now Rickadoo to Candy Can.
What up, Rickadoo?
Rickadoo.
Rickadoo Christ.
I got some Cheetos for you, cuz. Yeah, man. It's
shit.
hopefully it goes well though. The ideal behind it is great, and we're packing them, and I feel great. But the weirdest part is gonna be like going and be like, hey, do you want to sacrifice? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got to show them humility and be like, do you want this fucking lunch?
Right? You can't do it with like we were talking about with the jamming a camera in their face. Like you
Right,
just have
man.
to interact
do
with
it.
them as a human being and say, hey, what's
Right.
up, man?
Yeah.
Feel
And
like
that-
some
That's
lunch?
the end of it. I just needed
Thank
to get the rest
God.
of it out.
Hopefully, though, the thing is, because since we had somebody donate, we wanted to make sure that we took like a picture of the bags or how many, give him a number on how many we fed and stuff like, so he knows that his money went towards,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's because I feel like you owe that to people who donate anything. Like you owe it to them to show them that you're doing right
Yeah,
with the
dude.
money.
Because people are all like, oh, the Red Cross, they give more to their employees than they do to the actual people they're helping.
Right.
Oh,
So
no shit.
it's, yeah, a lot of organizations do that.
Yeah.
You know, I used to work for, I don't remember what their name was, but they were some like call center, and you called and asked for donations that was supposed to go to, I don't even fucking remember.
Yeah.
But all the time people would ask like, what percentage is actually going to
Right.
this cause?
Yeah, dude.
What is it, like one or
And
two?
I don't
Yeah, they-
know. It was
Something
apparently
crazy.
it was in the script that we were supposed to read, but I never knew. But it was, I know it was small. It wasn't a lot. I didn't last long there.
Well, see, there's a lot to do that, and that's why I told even like giving to your church and all that. I would much rather give to somebody personally, or go and give myself or donate my time,
Yeah.
because I know it's going there. It's not going in nobody else's pocket. So
Right.
that's why I feel like we owe showing them the receipts, showing them like a picture of us down there or some shit, just
Yeah.
to that person, not to the masses. But
Yeah. We didn't just buy all this shit and eat sandwiches for 4 months.
Dude, we ate
we
good
took it
for
to
a
the
while.
face. But no,
Was eating high on the hog.
I'm excited to see what it does for life in general, like because they say that, and I don't know, they say it's scientifically proven. Like if you go buy something for yourself, right? You buy something you really, really want. The amount of happiness only lasts a day to a week. That's the amount of happiness you get out of it. But
That's why you need to buy a kitten.
I know.
yeah, but it's a
yeah.
lifelong thing. What if it gets sick and shit? And
Well, it's
just
going to
a
get sick and
terrible-
shit, but if you shoot it in the head
fuck.
before it gets sick, then it's
Yeah.
less sad and it's
And
quicker.
before it's first shit, then you don't ever have to clean it
Yeah.
up.
And you don't have to buy a litter.
You can just buy a
God.
bunch of kittens and kill them before they
Yeah.
poop in their box and
Damn.
die.
And then eventually that turns into some really sick joy.
So if
Never
you
knew I loved
if you
killing
help
so
people
much.
or donate your time and all that shit, they say that that happiness lasts a month, 2 months. You could ride that happiness
Yeah.
for a while. So I think the story that was the basis behind that was Tony Robbins only had like $25 left. He goes in to eat one of his last meals, and some guy owed him money and all that. I mean, he was just dead fucking broke.
Give me
man.
my money, bitch.
Right?
And he helped this little kid take his mom out to lunch. And sure enough, when he got back the next morning, when the mail rang, the money was in the envelope, and
Nice.
the dude put interest on it without him even asking.
Yeah.
Right.
Because not saying that happens and you're going to get money and all that
Right.
bullshit.
It's not 100%, but when it happens, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, the happiness you feel from donating and giving your time and shit. So we'll see. I'm
feel
willing
like-
to test it out and see what happens.
I feel like the point of that story though is more about the fact that he was okay. He was taken care of, even though he
Right.
had nothing. I mean, he gave his every last penny to
It-
somebody else,
Yeah.
and was okay because
It might not be money that you
shit
get
came
back
back around.
or anything, but you'll be taken care. Like the universe is going to take care of you because
Mm.
you tried your best to take care of other people. So I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna test it out and we're gonna try it out. Sarah couldn't wait. She had to eat her food during the podcast.
I can't hear it.
Cookie Monster.
Why'd you turn it down?
Oh, because I thought you were chewing.
It's soft. No one can hear it.
Even if they can, fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
Cookie Monster on the podcast.
Live
No
with
one
them.
can hear it.
Live with them snacks.
Snacks.
Car
cuz.
driving bitches.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
drive a car too, though.
You played a show
Bitch.
last night
Man.
at a pay lake, and it was
Yeah.
a cancer event, or like not people were getting cancer
Yeah.
from your
She's like, all
show.
right, let's just hang
But-
out around the microwaves and
Yeah.
see what happens.
Put our balls in the microwave.
Yeah, they were raising money to fight cancer and shit.
yeah.
That's
So
cool. That's a good cause.
they didn't like your joke
No.
about the cancer.
Well, nobody likes to be told the government has a cure and won't give it to us.
Right.
Do
But
you
it's
think
okay. I turned it around.
You think that's very true? I think I can
want
wrap
them
my
both.
head around that, because if it's extremely more profitable for them not to give it out, if they give you just like a little bit of the cure, a little bit, keep you just healthy enough to live and pay taxes and pay doctor bills, then I mean it benefits them.
It's like, we're not going to give you the serum to immortality, but you'll live for 900,000 years.
Yes, that's exactly.
Damn it, man. That's
I
one
bet
thing
that
I
if
fear.
we found the cure, if we could do shit like that,
You'd be
they'd
dead
come
in a
and
week.
kill us.
You'd be
yeah,
dead, yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. I wonder though.
Rightfully so, though. Don't fuck with the economy.
Whatever.
I wonder
I'm taking up with the government and robots. Come on. Anyway,
what.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't know, man. That's one thing I fear the most. Like getting cancer. One day you could wake up and you have
don't
like a
fear
lump
it
in your
because you'll
chest,
absolutely get it.
or
Oh, so
a
you don't
tumor in
wake
your
up.
brain, and you just like you're fucked. Like if you don't catch it soon enough, you pretty much get a death sentence.
And there's even some
you
that
sent
it
on the way.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Usually pancreatic cancer, by the time they find it, because whoever looks at the pancreas and shit, like, it's a death sentence. It's already too far progressed. It's very rarely ever caught in time.
That sucks.
Chris P ended up with the brain tumor thing and got it worked out.
Yeah.
Really?
He had that
Tony-
army money behind him,
Right.
so he was fine.
Tony Robbins has a tumor in his brain that he's lived with since I guess he's like 20 or
He's a
something.
bad motherfucker,
Jesus.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's had one for that. I think that's what caused his growth. You know how he's so tall and lanky and such.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that an overactive pituitary more than it is cancer?
I don't know.
Or are
if
they
it
just
was
kind of like
cancer to
rubbing
begin with.
elbows at the party?
Rubbing elbows.
Yeah.
Rubbing
Hey, come on, man.
What's
Ma-
wrong with it?
Maybe
I
get
don't know.
maybe get this boy a little
There you
bigger.
Yeah.
And spread the cancer a little further. You know,
Spreading
That's right.
cancer like
Yeah.
a G.
get internal shit going.
Yeah, man. So it's been an exciting week. Monday was the first day that I don't have a job technically. You know, I quit, and we were gonna do
You
our
run
own
a
thing.
goddamn company. How is that not having a job?
Well, you
That's
know,
what I keep telling him.
well, I mean,
it's not the same.
Yeah.
You can't say, "Well, I have a job."
That's true.
I do still work.
it's about the nuance.
Yeah, I'm a company owner, but at what point do you like, hey, I own a company, and do I have to make it a year to be like, yo, I got a successful company? Like, you know,
You
what
can
I mean?
just
I'm sorry.
always play it up that like you work for an asshole. So man, this dickhead's always riding
My
me.
boss is the worst.
Yeah.
Then they're
I'd
like,
like to say something real quick. Back to the Tony Robbins thing. The pituitary is in the brain, though. So if there's a tumor on it,
right.
it could
Then it'd be
make it
overactive.
all fucked
Yeah,
up.
that's why they're rubbing elbows.
Oh,
Yeah.
rubbing elbow.
With
I
the
thought you were. I
pituitary.
took it literally. I'm so sorry. Back to the
it's okay.
boss being an asshole. I'm so stupid.
No, it's all right. I feel like if there would have been like a short little video clip of like a pituitary and cancer at a party,
You're
like
like-
drinking champagne, then
Hey,
yeah,
You're
hey
fuck
buddy,
some
what's
shit
up?
up.
I'm gonna go
so
bid on this
dumb.
boat over here.
It's
yeah,
awesome. I do apologize,
yeah,
but we got our shirts on.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. We're
Yeah.
repping the company today.
We didn't
I'm
mean to
not.
wear the same one.
So we turned in the shirts for the podcast, and I thought I'd get them back by today because I think we turned them in like Wednesday or
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. So, anyways, they're in the making. Whenever they fucking get made,
oh yeah,
I'll let
have
you
you
know.
talked to her?
No, not yet. But I'll let
Well,
you know if
maybe
they
you
ever come in. You know.
Excellent. If anybody's
Shoot 'em a
interested in a shirt of an electrical company or a podcast,
Oh yeah,
get
man,
at us.
hit
We'll cut
up.
you a deal.
Hell
Hit
yeah.
us up and say what's
Get a
up.
good deal on that.
And even if you don't want one, hit us up.
Hit us
you know?
up. Say what's up.
Yeah, but I
Say
will.
what's up.
I will say though that it's just weird because like while I'm doing these jobs of going out and quoting and stuff like that, I get this like strange feeling
It's
like
like,
I gotta be somewhere.
Nevermore.
You know what I mean? I gotta like I'm like what is there? I keep thinking that I have to be at a job, and I'm like, oh, I gotta put this job off till after I get off work.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
but I don't
Yeah.
think I don't have to think that way no more. Now it's all about what
it's
I
like,
can
it's like
produce.
that slave mentality.
Yeah,
Like you're given your freedom, and you're like, no, I'm just gonna stay around the
still
plantation
gonna
because
stay around here.
scary world, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, I can do it. I can do what I
It's
want.
insane, dude. And you're right. Your brain conforms to that. That's why a lot of people don't leave their situation or try for anymore, because our brains adapt to that shitty, like that droning, fucking
dude.
working for
Well,
a guy. And
There is a
You see-
comfort
or
in
a
it.
female.
Hopefully it's okay that I say this. If not, then you can edit it out. But But he's off probation too.
Oh, and waiting for a
Talk
motherfucker
about-
to jump.
Yeah, and talking about not knowing, like, he can do anything he wants now.
Anything, man.
We don't have
Did we tell you that?
a fucking.
Yeah,
I
man.
knew it was approaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a fucking monthly payment or anything.
I can
Hell
do
yeah.
whatever.
It's
I can
done.
drink a beer if I want legally.
dude.
Yo, ain't that crazy though? Shit has turned around really weird. Like got off like Monday, I got off probation. I started the company. It felt like, holy shit, dude, I can breathe again.
Monday
Yeah,
was a
dude.
whole new world. August 19th is a big day.
August 19th, 2019. Good.
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I was very excited
It's like a
about that one
rebirth.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I bounced around. This is a weird thing. I bounced around. I was like, I didn't want to pay the money to get me off. You know, I was like, well, I'll just
Make
keep
your
paying
wife
the monthly
do it.
payment.
I know, right?
And I was
It's
like-
a lot cheaper than what you paid.
Yeah, and it's weird too though, because they don't treat you well when you go. I mean, they don't treat you well at all when you're going in to make payments. And I mean, we've done right for 5.5 years.
Thank you, sir. Have a
Every
nice
month.
day.
No, they are
No.
fucking rude. They're terrible to you. They don't treat you like a
There's
human.
like one person in there who's nice. Everybody else is
Yeah.
a fucking
I feel so
cocksucker.
bad for people who get on probation and then have to do that shit for like 10 years,
Yeah.
or 15 years.
Right.
Like, dude, they treat you like shit. And
Shit, 5.5 is enough. Like,
yeah, the only smile that I ever got was the lady telling me congratulations that I was off probation. I'm like, man, I don't have to come back. I'm an emotional guy at this point, dude, because I walked out of there and teared up. Took it. I stood on the third floor looking over the balcony and cried because I don't have to do that no more.
Hell
Literally, the prison and it's in my past.
Since
Before it
we've
was
been
still
together,
connected to me.
you've either been incarcerated or on probation. We've been
probation.
paying restitution for 7
I
years.
was say
Yeah, since
either
we met.
incarcerated or trying to be incarcerated.
That too.
Doing our best to do it, man. And it's
Oh,
it's
that's
just
awesome.
it's crazy, but that's you adapt to that shitty whatever that is, that ritual that
Yeah, dude.
and not going into a company, it's scary. It causes anxiety. It's stressful, but it's a different kind of stress and anxiety. It's good because I know that we're doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can make a difference or I can fail. But either way,
Hell
it's
yeah,
me
dude.
doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If
There's
it,
certainly a different type of stress of, okay, well, this is stress because it's mine
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's pass or fail, and stressed out because you got some asshole yelling at you to do some shit. Is this job done? Are you going to be done tomorrow? Is
Yeah.
this, you need to
Right.
do this, do that.
Because even that, you're just kind of like, you can kind of rest on the, well, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah.
And it relieves a little bit of the tension.
Yes,
now I'm the
absolutely.
buddy.
Yeah. You're the
That's
buddy.
Hey, did you know that there's actually studies that show that cussing reduces your stress level?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you cuss, it'll help reduce your stress.
Hey,
So like whenever you hit
I
your,
thought that
hit
would
your
make it
toe on a
worse.
corner, you know, you're like, fuck! And then
That
it
feels
feels a little
better.
less terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was having a conversation with a guy that I'm doing work for right? Okay. So, well, all right, here's the thought process.
Do you call him a client?
He's a client, yeah.
Okay.
One of my clients, man.
Your clients, boy.
So I've recently come into contact with people at my church that had a huge problem with what we talk
Yeah,
about and
those
how we
pussy
talk.
bitches.
God bless. So
It's awesome.
they had a problem with what we talk about, how we talk, and all that. And me and this other Christian man that I was working with,
Right.
I talked to him about it. I was like, I'm an entry level Christian. I don't, the only thing that I can say wrong about myself is that
I
I
like that.
question the book and I curse and all that shit. And his thought process was,
And all that shit.
his thought process is as long as you're not cursing somebody out, like as long as
Yeah.
I'm not doing it in anger
you're not trying
and
to
mad
hurt
at
somebody.
you, right?
Yeah.
That it shouldn't matter. And when they wrote the book, we invented cuss words.
Right.
Like the book
Wow.
does not specify what derogatory sense or whatever. It just
And
says
God said, "Cocksucking bitch is unacceptable."
unacceptable. But it doesn't say like
Print it.
what shouldn't be said through the mouth. It just says that we shouldn't like down. We
Yeah.
shouldn't
Yeah.
feed evil.
The meaning
out
is a
to the
lot
world.
more important than
Yeah.
the specific word.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what he agreed with me, which was crazy because we've been talking about the Bible and in church.
What you mean?
A
If
lot.
you found a Christian with a brain?
Yeah.
Oh
dude.
shit!
Ooh, bring him on the show.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what he said.
Yeah.
He wanted to come on
That'd
and
be
talk
cool.
about finances and
Oh yeah, that's
real
what I want to
estate
hear
and
about.
stuff.
Oh, okay, all right.
Whatever. You might learn
No, he's
something,
Yeah.
bitch.
Fuck
He's a-
learning.
He's a great guy, but
Feed me
that's-
drugs and Cheetos.
I was fucking jacked that he was on the same page with
Mm-hmm.
me because I was like, I think it was unfair for them. For one, like a Christian, a pastor, and all that, they do not want you. No questioning goes on in the church.
No.
You cannot question why God said something because they say in the Bible that it says that no one can question Him. His word is above all and all
Right.
that shit. But in all honesty, like, why can't we?
Right,
If he's
yeah.
a man and if he's above all, he should have the answers.
Yeah, like,
So
what
why
if I
can't
have a question? Like, I mean,
They
I'm
always.
not allowed
Here's the
to
line
have
that
a
they say.
question?
No question.
Here's the
Uh-uh.
line that they say. His ways are greater than our understanding. You know what I mean? His ways are beyond our comprehension, so we can't question.
Well, yeah, but
That's
I mean,
unfair.
But, like, what if-
mythologically speaking, that's how you explain things that you don't
Yeah.
understand.
Thank you. And so,
Yeah.
what if I don't understand something? How am I supposed to act out what I'm told to do if I don't understand what that is?
Yeah.
And I can't ask.
And that's not fair. Like, and since I've been out of the church, I've talked to God more,
Mm-hmm.
and I've asked more questions, and I feel like I've been given more answers than I did sitting in a pew at church or playing music at a church. So my
Because
thing
you're
is,
allowed to think freely.
yeah, why can't we? Why can't they start a church where they don't tell you all the time that you're gonna burn in hell for the shit you
Well,
say?
And I feel
And-
like it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like a true
You
Christian,
probably are.
it probably is willing to explain to you things. I worked at a place, which
Oh,
apparently
yeah.
I'm just gonna talk about all these places I've worked. But there was a woman
Thank
there
God.
who she and I started talking about religion, and at the time I was an atheist, and she wanted to just on our breaks have Bible study. Essentially, she wanted to teach me and allow me to ask questions, and
Yeah.
we did, and I
Yeah,
learned
dude.
more in that time.
I've had people like that.
Yes,
like
I loved
work
that
specific.
woman.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, she was fantastic. She
That's the way
let
it
me
should
ask
be.
questions and not feel stupid, and I
Right.
didn't have to censor myself.
Right.
It
I-
didn't matter.
I used to work with a dude, John. He'll probably never hear this because he tends to stick to like keep it clean, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we worked together, and he was working to become like a pastor,
Yeah.
Oh, no
which
way.
he eventually succeeded.
Good job, John.
But yeah, we'd talk about shit during work, and he would have his stuff, and I was like, no, that's fucking stupid. Explain this. And then he was just like, calmly explaining it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thanks,
It's
buddy.
great. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, the Bible tells us that that's all a Christian is supposed to do. We're not supposed to judge you. We're not supposed to tell you how to do it or why to do it. All we're supposed to do is lightly spread the word. So we'll
Just
teach you
seed
if you
it a
want to
little
learn.
bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're supposed to plant those seeds. We're not allowed to judge. We're not allowed to do it. But a lot of people in the church do. And they think you should be a certain way because they've had to get in their position. And people before them told them that it was wrong.
Well, that's
Like, open
exactly
your
what
fucking
happened
eyes.
to you. Is you were judged for being the way that
Yeah.
you are, and told
That's pretty much what it is.
That
They're
is
like,
a
we don't
judgment.
like what you're saying or whatever. Well, you can't accept me. That's, that's not my fault. That's
Right.
fine if you can't accept me.
And on the way over here, I was thinking about it's like you could blame religion for a lot of things because people will bend it to their will and all that shit. But then I thought the same thing could happen if you give any kind of magical properties to anything on the
Anything.
planet.
Oh yeah.
Anything.
So people just need to quit being cocksuckers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like people look at religions and they kind of like crap on them because like people crap on Scientology.
Right.
And they're like, oh, it was made in the 1900s or whatever by a science fiction writer. And like Mormonism was founded in the 1800s or whatever by this bloke that was looking at some stones or whatever. And I guess like the the older religions, I guess, tend to carry more weight
Yeah.
because they've been around longer.
Yeah.
Right.
And then along those lines, Christianity kind of borrowed from all of the religions prior to it. They just put their own spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Instead of, like in some, it's like, oh, there's, what is that word where you fucking...
You don't have any explanation as to what the word is either.
Yeah, no. Just know the word I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Oh, reincarnation.
Okay.
All right. Sometimes my brain just shuts down.
I understand. Mine
But
too.
you know, the reincarnation shit, where like you have opportunities to correct your mistakes and shit, but then Christianity takes it a step further and says, hey, you get one life, heaven or hell, bitch.
Yeah.
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 Get
Do
to
it
it.
right the first time.
That's your option.
So
That's not
like,
fair.
I feel like it adds a sense of urgency to like paying attention and adhering to the beliefs, but it also seems a little silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then we talked about that before, shutting yourself down for the entirety of your life, and then getting to the end of your life and it may not be what you thought it was. You fucking wasted your whole life trying to be something you're not.
You see a podium like at the pearly gates or whatever, and you're like, I'm here to be judged, and they're like, this is the line for candy. Ah, shit.
Candy.
No, I forgot what made me think about that, but then I was thinking about, did you guys see Trump was talking about something. He was like giving a speech outside or whatever, and in the middle of it, he was talking about trade with China and like the war with that going on and the economic war, we'll say. And he said, I am the chosen one, and he looked to the sky as
fuck.
to address God.
Oh no.
And he was like, yeah, I was chosen to do this. And, you know, he looked up, and then he was like, and we're winning. I was like, dude,
Yes.
the Christians are loving that shit.
Yes. Oh,
Wow.
God. I can't
his
believe
base
this is the
just got
first time I'm
riled.
hearing about this. That is extreme.
I'm taking an unbiased opinion on Trump and his presidency
Right.
and all that shit. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
good luck
care
with
what they
that.
think, like anybody thinks, but it blows me away that people are so jacked about 2020 being different. I would put
yeah.
money on it that he gets reelected.
I put
And they're
money
gonna
on
cry
it too.
again,
Yeah.
and they're gonna bitch
Hope
and
to
complain.
God
The
that he
Democrats
does.
don't get their shit together.
Yeah.
Dude.
He's going.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
telling you, I don't care who they have running against. He's gonna win just because. Like,
Yeah.
Just because.
He's
Well,
going
if they
to.
look at the bigger picture, they would be like, "Oh, okay, we should get him again because
Yeah.
he's pretty solid."
and the people fail to realize the president doesn't make decisions. Like, the president is a fucking puppet that they control. Like, you know, your
Well-
Supreme Court and all that. Like,
In general, yes, but I don't know. I mean, Trump may just be as much a puppet as everybody else. He just seems like the most loose cannon of puppets.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's a wild card for sure.
But I feel like that's the appeal of him, because any other politician we've had, it's like, oh, well, yeah, they're just kind of going with the flow, and
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
what you would expect. But him, it's like, I don't know what he's going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what he's
No.
going to do in an hour.
I look forward to it.
He's probably going to do it in a dickish manner, but it'll be entertaining.
His social media presence is legit.
It's off
son.
the chain.
He's got it
It's
locked
off
down.
the chain. Trump, you off the chain. You want
off
to come
the
on the
chain,
show and
cuzzo.
give us a call
Sometimes
or
I
leave
su-
a comment.
Sometimes I support what he says. Sometimes I crap on him,
Uh-huh.
and I don't notice a lot of balance in that sense. Like, people are
yeah.
either strictly crapping on him or only sucking his dick.
Well, that's because people can't see things logically and unbiased is what it comes down to. They just can't. It's
one way
We're
or
all
no way.
emotion, and so not everybody's like
Yeah.
that. There's
lot
a
of
few
people
people.
Well,
Yeah.
We can accept that there's an exception to every rule, but
Yeah.
feel free to speak generally. We don't have to appeal to those people.
It really does come down to this is my standpoint, and I'm not budging. Like,
Yeah, dude.
just I've been you two are my two favorite people on the planet, but I've been
Yeah.
pissed off at both of you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still would rather be with you than anybody else.
Slap
Like,
that shit on a scale.
That's right.
I just don't understand people who are incapable of looking at things unbiased or
Dude,
logically.
he could change the entire game of the United States. I mean, just fucking make it
change the
something
game.
it's never been for the for the better, and
Yeah.
he could stop global warming, and the
Dude,
people
that'd be
would
awesome. Yeah.
still give him shit and
Oh, they'd
talk shit
hate
about
him.
him and hate
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
They'd blame him for something.
They-
They blame him probably for the fires at the Amazon.
I'm sure
Well,
the
God knows
stopping
I
of
do.
global warming would cause something else.
Yeah.
Is what
Ooh,
they
yeah.
would do,
What
and
the-
it would be worse.
Ooh, but hypothetically, what if that actually did though?
Dude, that'd be nice.
Like we do shit to balance it, and we're like, yes, the environment is golden again, and then just like a kraken comes out of the ocean. Don't you fuck with the balance of the earth.
You see the sun start to slowly burn out. It's just going.
It melts and like lava runs down like
God.
Mount Everest.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
I'd be fucked.
Somebody they're like, I'm 20 feet from the peak of Everest, and then they just melt.
Ow.
My last wall.
That'd be awesome.
I'd like it. Beyond that, I got nothing though.
No, nothing. But it would definitely, they would find some reason to be mad.
Oh, they're going to. That's I don't know. I don't understand that because like that's what I said about you all have taught me to be the devil's advocate, to see both sides. Like I don't hate nobody for nothing because I have no right to. You know what I
Right.
mean? I have to know your point of view for me to dislike it.
Right.
So
I
if
can't
I don't
hate it
accept
until I
it,
understand it.
yeah.
Well, and at the end of the day,
Like,
it's
show
like,
me, tell me. I don't know.
right?
So,
Like we think what we believe is right.
yeah.
So does everybody else.
Everybody thinks that everybody's right.
What I think is not right, what you think isn't
Right.
right, everything's right and
Yeah.
everything's
You see,
wrong.
I think the difference is I've accepted that.
Yes.
It's like I believe some dumb shit.
Yes.
And I've had conversations with people where they're like, why do you believe that? I'm like, I just choose to. I have no real reason.
no
It's
reason
probably
behind
stupid and wrong. I just want to.
There's
See,
no
that's
evidence
good,
to
though.
support my belief. I
At
just
least
do.
you can fucking say that. Most
Yes.
people can't admit that what they believe, they don't, they're like, because it's the fucking, that's the way.
Yeah.
That's the way, bro.
Back to like the pastors and shit. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like this book that you're reading could be just a fucking, like a fairy tale
Plus,
book.
everybody has
Yeah.
their own interpretation of it.
Yes.
Everybody does.
absolutely.
It's one of those things. But I also feel like some of those interpretations are a little less valid than others,
Yeah.
which we should just
sure.
read that shit out.
Yeah.
God.
I do like though that when you're having a serious conversation with somebody and they're trying to make you believe in the Bible and God and stuff like that, they're like, and Jonah in the well or the burning bush or something.
Yes.
All these fucking fictional, like it's fictional, right?
Yeah. That's
stories
fucking fake as shit.
of like these miracles and stuff. I'm like, why isn't it happening now?
Mythology.
Like, why can't we
Yeah.
do that now? I want to talk to a bush.
Yeah.
Let me fucking figure it
Well,
out.
think about it though. Like if there was a passage in the Bible that had people sitting around watching this box of pictures, you'd be like,
Right?
what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's a goddamn
absolutely.
TV,
It's a
retard.
TV. Yes.
Yeah. man.
So it's just a matter of the wording and the
It's
perspective and like
description.
what you're normally just accepting of and what you
Mm-hmm.
see.
Yeah.
Because it's how TVs and shit work. Cell phones still fuck me up.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I understand it,
Yeah.
But do
Not
you know-
really.
yeah,
Right.
just
No, I'd never be able to explain it to someone.
Because when it comes down to it, all it is a bunch of magnetic fields that run through resistors that you know
Yes.
also run through computer chips.
Yeah, but what's a magnetic field?
yeah,
What's a resistor?
we could go.
What's
We
a
could keep
chip?
going deep.
I mean,
what makes it do what it does? How can we manipulate it?
Yeah.
What
Exactly.
would make it not work?
Yeah.
Even think about like the chip on your car that you put in. How does it store information?
how does it fucking do it?
No.
It's a magnetic
It's just a little
field.
piece of
It's being
plastic
read.
with some metal doing some shit. It's just
Yeah.
holding
Yeah.
that information.
How does that get to my bank account?
And how does
Access
it
my
have all of it?
money.
I'm like CDs. You're like, I'm gonna shoot a laser into this plastic.
know,
Here
yes.
comes some music.
And you can hear this shit now. How'd it get on there?
Yeah, but people
Yeah.
think they know everything.
Yeah, they know fucking everything.
I do though.
If you
Yeah,
could
oh, I
draw,
bet you do.
if you could draw a circle of all the information in the world,
Mm-hmm.
all the information they have in the world, and then draw a circle inside that circle of the things you know about, you know how fucking small that circle would be?
It'd be nothing.
People think they
Drugs.
know everything. You'll
That's
never
it.
know.
And do you
You'll
know
never
why? Because I did drugs for a long time, and now it's my job to know.
I know drugs and socks.
I don't even know socks. I couldn't tell you how to make a sock
couldn't
if
make
my life
socks.
depended on it.
Don't you
But
put
I
me on a
can
pedestal.
And have made drugs allegedly.
Allegedly. Yes.
It's just, it would be so minimal. There's so much shit in the world. How would
You'll never know.
No, there's
never
so
know.
much.
It's also irritating the things that we learned, like growing up in middle school and high school and shit, has changed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, let's get all this information and then put it on a pedestal, and everybody's like, oh, let's cling to this because this is the absolute truth.
Yes.
It's not.
No, we're gonna change it. Look, even math now isn't absolute. They teach that it's you tried essentially, and you're right.
They have their weird ass ways. Like I've seen some of the homework and shit.
Yeah.
And I've worked it out. And like some of it I can get behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it helps to kind of keep track of shit. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's not like it's any better.
Well, and I guess if I was taught it, from the get go, like, oh, okay, cool. It's just that I know a certain way to do it already. It's just like kids who can't count back change because
that's irritating.
They've never
dude.
been taught to count back change, so of course they don't know how to do it. I mean, I'm not saying it's okay.
Right,
I think it's stupid.
Not to justify it, but it happens.
Yes, but if you've never been taught something a certain way, why would you know how to do it?
Then I always just want to yell at the kids that are doing that because it's like, your job is to run a fucking cash register. Does something not click in your head eventually?
No,
Do you
yes.
have no curiosity?
Yes.
How can I make this easier on myself?
The only thing I can
If
think
this doesn't tell me, I'm fucked.
there's
Okay?
two options here.
Somebody had to get a manager one time. God.
There's two
The
options.
fuck out.
First option is that they're doing it
Kill
to
'em all.
expand creativity so that your kids can think outside of the box
Yeah, dude.
and they're not confined to this one way of thinking.
Yeah, but math
The
is
second
this.
option is that they're keeping you dumb as fuck so that you'll go get a job, pay taxes, and not question.
Yeah.
Well, see,
So there's two options.
Maybe it's a little
I
bit of both.
kind of like the idea of making math a little more of an art because, I mean, 2 + 2 is 4, but
Is it?
people say that, it said that the language, yes. I don't know.
But
Maybe.
why?
Shit. Fuck it. I don't know. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
No,
Episode over.
Like scientists
that was crazy. That
go
just
on and they
raised-
say, like, math is the language of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And in the universe, I think Stephen Hawking was like, I see the work of God. Like, that is God. Like, not, there is no mythological God. It's just, this is what we've got.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. This is magical. This is what it is.
Yeah.
So if you think of things like that in an artistic way, then you manipulate numbers as more than just stone. They could also be some paint.
Well,
And I think it's good to know more ways of getting to
Kidding, yeah.
the same answer.
It's, yeah,
Like you're saying
100%.
there. And it's irritating, but it kind of ties into the thing that nothing stays the same. So continue to evolve and look at things differently. And
right.
eventually it'll get there. And then we'll come full circle. And then people in the future will be like way stupider than the people in the past. And then we'll have to relearn everything.
Everything. Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Who's to say what's right? But I like if the reason is that they're trying to make us more creative, trying to make us thinkers, then I'm totally down with that. If they're trying to keep us stupid, well, they're doing a good job. But you
Damn
think
good
about
job.
old people. My mom and dad couldn't teach me the math that I was learning when I was in school, right? They couldn't teach it. They were like, well, I never learned it because when they were in school, they were getting taught a lot less than we were. So they couldn't teach me. I think it's another one of those things. It's just not in our generation. It's a gap.
Right.
So we just don't understand it. And we're like, that doesn't make no sense. But maybe to those kids, they're like, fucking absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, of course. This
Or
is
maybe
what it
to the
is.
smart ones.
Yeah.
So like 80% of them though are like, I don't understand
I
this.
don't get it. I would like to actually sit in a math class, and see how it's taught, and
Yeah.
see how the kids respond to it and stuff. Because I've never actually seen a kid do the
it?
math. I've seen the math, like the problems,
Yeah.
but I've never actually seen anything else. It would be interesting to see that.
Yeah. I don't know, though, man. That's
If anybody out there listening is a kid in a math class, give us a call.
Give us a call.
I'd like to
Come
have
on the
you on.
show.
I never
Bring your
understood the
teacher.
math then, so I definitely wouldn't understand it now. I'm
Right.
just floating through this
But you
world, not
might.
knowing mathematics. Maybe.
What if you did? What if it made sense to
then
you
I'd
to
be
do it
pissed
that
off
way?
that I went to school in a time where
In the
math was
past?
gay.
Yeah.
Gay
That's
math.
awesome. Gay math.
No, man. But let's
I
hope
like math.
they're
Would
being
you like
creative.
that? I can't imagine what your head's thinking right now.
7 is going down on 9.
It's a good way to learn it.
That's good.
7's going down on 9.
That's wonderful.
So
Yeah.
we don't know any math. If it was anybody want to teach us, teach us.
Hey, I know
'Cause we're
math.
willing to
I
learn.
know. I mean, it's
I'm
never
saying
really
new
been
math.
that hard.
Mm-mm.
It's just I never wanted to go because it was fucking boring.
It's fun. No, I always liked it. I took math in college. I took calculus.
Yeah, dude.
Calculus is what I said.
Calculus.
Oh no, I never went to school. Oh.
I dropped out in the 9th
Quackulous.
grade.
None.
I tried going to college for 3.5 years. Why would I try for 3.5 years if I knew, you know what I mean? Why
You
would I
had
even
half
go
a
that
year
long?
left.
Yeah.
I know. Why would I
He's
even
like,
do it?
Fuck this.
I was like, yeah, I'll go to fucking college and I'll show these tradesmen that I don't have to work this breaking my back.
I was
and all
cooking
that
this
shit.
steak all day, and then I threw it away.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. I
I'm
got
not
all
even
the way
fucking
up.
hungry.
Maybe that's why you don't understand math.
No, it's probably why. Definitely, I had to. My SATs were so low that when I went to a community college to get in, I had to take an entry test, like a compass test, to
Listen,
let them. And I had
can't even crap
dumbass
on you.
classes.
Because I didn't take my SAT because I fell off an SUV the night before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
I
that's
took
what.
mine. I did terrible.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
that's what I'm
telling
saying,
you what
like,
my
I had to
score
have,
is.
Did you
like-
break 800?
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
even, I didn't even get like 101 classes. I got like 89s and stuff. Like the lowest, like
Yeah, you had
Those
like
aren't real
Mm.
classes. That's just the janitor. Just like cover my closet.
no, you had like the like intro. Did something happen to you?
Yes. School.
You won't let me. You weren't helping me at all.
No, I was getting you to
He's
come.
that hurt.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
but no,
bitch.
you had like the intro classes to like teach you the stuff. Like that's fine
Right.
though. I mean, everyone's at a different level.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, I did take it for like half a year, and then or half a semester,
Oh, and you get to test out.
and I tested out, but I tested out like 4 levels above what I did. So
Yeah.
it was because I took a year off. I had to
You were
test
just
again.
sandbagging.
Yeah, I
You
had
son
to,
of a bitch.
I was
Then
playing.
you drop out, and then now you have your own company, and you're better
know what?
off.
I will
you're
say
you're
this.
fucking the system.
I am.
You don't give a shit about it. and
Putting
you're
it in
better
their
than
butt.
it.
Hey, I'll tell you what. This
Oh,
is something that I've
leave it out of
learned.
her butt.
This is something I've learned over the course of
you
all
say
that.
her butt,
Because
mine?
I went back to
No.
college to
Do whatever you
to
want.
prove the
Okay.
system wrong. I was an electrician when I was 17. I was in it. I fucking hated it because I worked with people that were just complete assholes.
You were 17.
And
You're
I
supposed
loved
to
it.
hate it.
I didn't love it. I hated it. Every day I came home, I fucking hated my life. So I was like, I'm going to go to college and teach him a lesson. Went to college, got on drugs
Teach
3.5
him a
Yeah, what
years
kind of
later.
lesson?
I dropped out.
awesome.
Well, now, fast forward to when I was like 23, I get back into the trade and I'm where I was then. So my thing is, if you're not good at school and you know you're not going to do well, I knew I wasn't good at school. I knew that. I knew better.
Yeah.
Don't go to school. Go
Right.
get a trade. Go get an entry level. Make money while you're learning.
Yes.
So you don't get in fucking debt. I still
And
have
they-
the debt.
They pay for you to go.
Did
Yeah.
you know it in your soul, so to speak, or did you know it because you're like, I don't understand this shit?
No, I just, yeah. I mean, I knew
You
I didn't
knew it
want to
in
do.
your soul.
I knew I didn't want to do the trades.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to fucking work with my hands. I thought I was better than that. And then I realized how much I loved it when I got back to it because I wasn't a young idiot motherfucker,
Right.
and I had developed a little bit. I'm just saying, if take some time and get your head out of your ass and figure out, like, is school really what you want? Because not only do you have to do well in school and graduate, but you have to try your fucking hardest to get a good job with that degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you went to school, you can't get a job with the degree. What the fuck was
Yeah.
it for?
The achievement isn't an achievement in itself.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Do
You
something
got to
with
work
that
harder
shit.
after you get out of school to make it a possibility to work with that degree. You have to work harder. People think that, oh, I'll get out of school. Now it
Everything's
gets
gonna be
easy.
fucking great.
No,
No.
that was the easy time, you piece
I
of
know.
shit.
I hate that about reality.
I think if a lot of kids, if they truly wanted to go to school, some people just know what they want to do instantly, but a lot don't. So if they took time there's so much pressure in your like junior and senior year. You better start fucking thinking about what you're going for. How the
Right.
fuck are you supposed to
giving
know
them
what
pressure.
you're interested in?
If
I
I'm
would've never
supposed to,
guessed.
if I'm supposed to know what I'm going to do with the rest of my life, let me drink a fucking beer.
I know, right? Please,
Let me
yeah.
tell you this,
Otherwise,
though.
get off my nuts.
We took this
ridiculous.
assessment test, and it was 3 days of like written tests, and then you had like developmental tests, the putting screws on a thing, how fast you could do it. We had this test, right? And the first thing on my list was aviator. The second thing was electrician. I swear to God, I kid you not, out of 10 options, those were the first two. Aviator, the flight guy
Yeah.
that's in the tower, flight
Yeah.
whatever guy, director, and then electrician. And sure enough, look at me.
Yeah.
Fucking 15 years later, I'm a goddamn electrician.
I wish I had taken that. I'd
Yeah.
love to
It
know.
was a legit test.
Yeah.
Like I loved it.
It'd be
But-
cool.
But
Yeah.
you're right though. When I was 17, I had no fucking clue. Somebody
fucking
came
clue
along
at
and
all.
asked me like, "Yo, do you want to come be an electrician?" I was like, sure, because I have no clue what else I'm gonna do." Like,
I forget
Right.
why. Like the other day, I was talking to a dude I work with about like career paths and shit, and I told him all the things I wanted to do. And like once I got to college, I was like, well, I majored in this for a bit. I dabbled a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I went through like 10, 15 things. I was like, I still don't know what I want to do.
No idea. Look,
Do
up
you know
until
now what you're-
No.
no, up until 5 years ago. Well, and I still, I mean, I like what I do. I feel like I
I don't think
help
you'll be doing it in 5
people.
years though,
no, probably not. But
or doing it
Because you'd be
different.
dead in two.
that's right.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea. Even 5 years ago, I was cleaning. Okay, well, probably 5.5, and I was like, I know, gotta get it on the money. And I started volunteering somewhere because I had asked the people like, hey, what do I have to do to work here as a counselor? And I already had my degree, so I started volunteering somewhere to get some experience. And then I started doing it. That was at 28. 28 years old. I was almost 30.
You went the Chandler route.
Yes. And I still, I mean, who's to say? Like, will I be doing this in 5 years? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I love it, but I don't know.
But wait, yeah.
Miss Spitznagel told me about her career path before she became a teacher, and she's like, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do.
Yes.
Just kind of floundered for a while. I was like, really? You're like a natural teacher. What is
She
this
was
about?
a very
Shoot.
good teacher.
Somebody said that your passion or whatever doesn't, like, it's not a scream in your face, it's a whisper in the background that you have to wade through all the bullshit to hear. Like, you have to let everything else go and hear it, because it doesn't come straight to you. It doesn't hit you in the face. It's not like evident to everybody what the fuck they want to do in
See,
life.
that
Right.
speaks to the idea that our passions are assholes.
They are.
Because like
are.
if you think of it as like a husband or wife, you know, and like if you're hungry but like your husband or wife or whatever is just like in the corner room tucked away, hey, food's ready.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
bitch, let me know.
Yeah. Holler at me.
Yeah.
They
Please.
don't. And I've realized, like, I hated working for. It didn't matter who I was working for. I've hated it for probably the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've completely, and I thought it was my fault. I thought like, oh, well, I'm just not driven. I'm not doing it. Something's going on in my life. I'm saying fuck it, man. I was down for 2.5 years, 3 years, and now that I'm at my own company, it finally hit me. I'm like, no, it's because I was working. I could have been working for anybody. They could have been the best boss in the world. I was gonna hate it because I wasn't working for myself.
I feel like even before the last couple of years, you were like that, because when you were at the company before, you enjoy what you're doing, but it was having to do it for
To deal
somebody
with
else.
what they want,
yes.
their way of doing it. I want to do it my way. You know how many times I've been like at the company and they're like, oh, they would bring up like the YouTube stuff that I've always posted, or what I post on Facebook, and always be up in my shit.
Wearing a Speedo.
Yeah, wearing a Speedo, something. They're always gonna bring it up. Oh, do you think that's professional? Now,
Yeah.
fuck you, dude. I can wear a Speedo. I could do work in a Speedo
Yeah.
if I want to. You
Like,
piece
I
of
don't
shit.
think I need to be professional when I'm the fuck at my house.
That
Yeah.
might help your business.
Yeah.
It totally
Get them old
would.
ladies.
Yeah.
What up,
Wearing a Speedo
girl?
and old ladies.
Holla.
I found prison helped me with that, with the visualization and trying to be creative because you have to shut everything else down. You have to have it in your mind.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not like you're pleasantly distracted.
No.
I know.
And that's I worked with those companies and things have happened in my life just to show me. So you have to go through that pain to realize what you want to do. Like you have to go through that hatred for years and years.
Yeah, dude.
Because finally you'll be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not taking the pain anymore. I'm going to go do this. Because what the fuck does it matter? Like if you lose, you can always go back to the piece of shit job.
Yeah.
If you fucking try and you fail and you lose all your money and everything, you can always go back to that job.
Yeah,
it's going to be there waiting for you.
Jobs.
Yeah.
You can go unless
you can
the
always
robots
find
take
another
over.
job that you hate.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
There's nothing said any truer than that. If you go and try to do your passion, whatever that may be, like, okay, let's say you quit your job tomorrow, right? And go pursue music full time. Two things can happen. You can either be wildly successful and you could be on the radio tomorrow, or you could fail. And guess what you get to do? Go back to your job and be like, yo, try this. I'm coming back. You know what? They'd be like, we'd love to have you back.
Yeah.
Especially if you put
Or
your 2
they'd
weeks
say,
in.
fuck you, go somewhere else.
So, man, you probably got some cool stories now.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Why wouldn't you want to build the experience of like failing or the succeeding or trying rather than experience of going to the same place every fucking day and droning through it and paying the bills? So what, like your mortgage gets like in crisis or your bank accounts get in crisis and all that. So what? Like somebody, a therapist told me, I think I said that before, but a therapist said, he was like, why worry about the what ifs? He was like, how many what ifs have you had up until this point? And I was like, a million.
Hell yeah.
Fucking million. I went to prison, all that shit, all the drugs and stuff. He was like, and you're still here, right? And I was like, well, yeah. He was like, well, the what ifs don't matter. You see that now.
Yeah, dude, because how many actually come to be?
Not many.
Absolutely.
I think my problem is like my job, I don't drone through it.
You like it, though. Right?
But you know, it's not like, oh, I want to do that when I'm 60.
Right.
But I guess it wouldn't be bad.
I was going to ask you that. Like, can you see yourself in your position, like, when you're 60? I can see doing what I'm doing right now for myself when I'm 50, 60.
It would definitely be easy on my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My body.
This is cool, my body.
Yes.
That's I think you can work up till you die. I mean, if you really love what you do, your age doesn't matter.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It'd probably be better to just start working on the pilot episode of the show there.
Well, you could do
actually
that
put it into good
also,
shit. I could totally do that.
Yes.
But
okay, and one piece of advice that helped us and that I went up was burning the boats. Like, if the best way to take an island is to burn the boats, so you get to the fucking island, you turn right around, you burn the fucking boats. Now you have no other option
You have to survive
but
on the
to
fucking
survive
island.
on the island,
now
right?
I'm doing it.
Yes.
Now the island is your passion or your direction, whatever you want to do, music, film, whatever, right? You burn the boats, you quit, all that shit. Well, now your back's up against the wall and you have to succeed. If not,
it's like,
you got to go back to that fucking, hellhole and do your job.
I did a baby version of that because like in my phone I had like an ass load of pictures and videos and stuff, and I thought, man, I'd like to start like filming things and like try to make like a little short film using my phone and like edit sound and shit. So I went through and I deleted like 5,000 pictures and like 200 videos.
Yes,
so like
that's
I have
awesome.
space now, and it's like, oh, well, that stuff's gone forever.
Yeah.
And now I have space to make new shit.
It's funny, like you
So-
could have bought an external hard drive.
Right?
You're like, fuck it, I'm doing this. Get rid of it all.
You know, you don't have to burn that boat, man. No. Fuck that boat.
Yes.
But
No.
there was water on it.
No. I don't
it.
want the water.
So I think you're gonna have to teach me about some like sound programs and shit, like
Oh, for
editing
sure. Nope.
video to sound.
Hell yeah.
Please,
Please. I
talk your
deleted
wife
all
into
my
being
shit.
cool with it.
we could just get like I mean, you could find a cheap MacBook or some shit, and you can hammer down Mac. All their programs, dude, are just insanely good because they're built for the Mac. They're not downloadable. They're already they're built for the Mac.
Return of the Mac.
Turn on my-
I'm telling you, dude, you can get a lot done, and people think you have to have so much. Like, okay, with the podcast, we spent like $400 over in material or equipment, I guess you will. No, it went over that. We're probably over 1,000 because we counted that we didn't have a laptop.
Yeah, we got a new laptop.
But you don't to start something, like say you want to do film, use your phone. The phones do very well.
Yeah.
Like they run 60 frames per second. You could do it with your phone. And you just get started. You know what I mean? You just do one thing. Don't look at how long the fucking hallway is. Take the first step.
That's my problem, because that's why I try to focus on like specific scenes instead of writing like an entire thing, because then I'll never get done.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want to plan like 4 years ahead.
See, and you can't do that. Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up writing this one thing, and it's just like it's a dinner scene, but like it's weird, and there's a bunch of backstory and shit to it. But it's just one scene.
Yeah.
It could be done in like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What you should do is, it's just like writing short stories. Make those little scenes and put them up on YouTube. Like you could film. You know how many people would watch a 4 to 5 minute video?
At least
because it's
7.
4 to 5 minutes.
At least.
They don't have to drone through a 30-minute deal or an hour deal. So just you need to start writing little segments that would last like a 4 or 5 minute segment, right?
Yes.
Write that. We'll fucking record it, and then we'll just try to make one. If it doesn't work out, fuck it. We tried. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got a camera. We could do it. We got a fucking program.
Well, and it could even, like, later on down the line, make it. Like, just leave that bitch up. Like, he did a video, and it's been a few years, and then we came back, and
53,000.
it's got 53,000 views on it. Yeah. All the others were like, here's 20 views, 50 views. Yeah, those.
It only takes one time. Yeah, it only takes one video, and that's what I was saying about the podcast. Like, we have 21 people now, but it only takes one to be like, oh, this shit's legit. Post it, and then one day it'll happen. If you keep putting it out there, one day, even if they're hating on you, even if it's a bunch of people that fucking hate you,
that'd be cool.
At least they're watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm actually like way behind that, and you need to fucking to run it. Like, don't let us interject our opinion on it. Like, do you? You know what I mean? Make those little segments. Do you? And you run it. Like, you're the boss. That you like. We can use the equipment we have. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you? And like figure it out. We'll post the one. Create a YouTube channel for it. Post the one, see what it does, and then keep doing that. You get better, and then you learn, and then eventually somebody will watch that shit. People think that they have to think, wait, and I did that. Ask her.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking terrible with that.
Is that how he is?
That is exactly how he is.
I look at the mountain.
I can confirm that.
I look at the mountain, how high it is, instead of just looking at the first. Like, how can you worry about that when you can't even make the first step?
There's no way I can step all the way up there.
Yeah.
So.
And people want
up.
like, and there's no blame in that, because I was the same way. Like, even with this company, dude, we had the little fucking truck out there, humble beginnings. But I told her, I was like, if I don't fucking do it now, I'll never do it. There's never going to be a perfect time to do it.
That's what I was like, dude, like the truck runs, like we're not gonna, even if it takes a little while to get going, like anytime we've needed money for anything, what's he done? Side work. Go do a job. We're good to go. So if you do one job, you're at least going to be okay for
bills.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll at least cover you for a week. And then you've got a whole other week to find another job.
Just keep on doing.
Yeah.
And I'll say, don't take anything as a sign. You know how people are like, oh, this is a sign.
Come on, I love doing that.
So check this out.
It's the only way he does anything.
That's how I operate.
We got up to the last week, right? And you can ask her, I was fucking just nervous. I mean, a nervous fucking wreck. I still wanted to talk myself out that last day, knowing that I put my 2 weeks in, knowing that I gave all my shit back. And the check engine light came on the truck. The emergency brake light come on, and the other brake light, the ABS light came on, right?
Yeah.
All at the same time. And I was like, oh, I should take that as a sign. Like, I shouldn't do this.
Right.
But the truck has been fine since I started. And my first week has been legitimately fucking good.
Well, I think sometimes you can acknowledge those signs and say, oh, this is my opportunity to plow through it.
Yeah. Yes. Look, even like the first day, he was still like that. He's like, it was like, oh, no one's called. Well, I should.
Dude. Like,
what's gonna happen?
An hour in.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it's day one. Like, give us some time. Like, and then instantly, shit, it
went
hasn't
crazy.
stopped.
Yeah. On Tuesday, dude, it was like the phone just kept ringing.
Look, and that's even like we didn't even do any marketing. It's not like we like sent shit out or walked to people's houses and put pamphlets and shit. No, it was just, well, all right, people are calling because he's made so many contacts.
Yeah.
They know.
You wouldn't imagine, like, people that you've touched in life, you wouldn't know that you touched them unless you put out there, like, what you want to do. I guarantee you that if you put yourself out there, a ton of people would catch on because you're doing it. They want it. They want to do it, right? But they can't do it. They're like, so they live vicariously through what the fuck you're doing. You see? Now you get a couple people watching because they're like, oh, well, at least he's doing something. Like, I'm over here on my couch not doing shit. I'll watch his success.
I'm not doing shit, but I can feel his
I
world.
can fucking watch it. And it brings me joy seeing him fucking make it because I want to. But you get
And then
what
when
I'm
he
saying?
fails, I can laugh instead of cry.
Yeah. Like he has some so glad I stayed at my
a lot
job.
of people will.
I totally would have made that mistake too.
A lot of people will watch and listen to all that shit because they want you to fail. So they're gonna watch your entire like game to do that. And I'll tell you, even based on like this first week, if I fell, this has been the best feeling that I've ever had when it comes to work and shit. Best feeling. So even if all this anxiety and stress and all that, best feeling ever compared to the anxiety and stress and all that shit to where I was at a job. So in my opinion, everybody should do it. Everybody should try it.
Did you
It's
guys
fun.
have anxiety and stress before you got married? Or was it just like, oh, I know, I'm good?
I haven't had
knew,
anxiety
yeah.
through this either, though.
It was a big decision because
Of course not.
But I was gonna say, but we're very different people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's laid back on everything. Me, I want to know everything about it. I'm a what if guy. I'm a questioning guy. Like, she's always laid back on everything.
The whole
bro,
time I've
everything.
been like, dude, we're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
You're
it'll be
gonna
all
make
right.
money. Don't worry.
Simmer down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, when it comes to me, dude, I'm a worrier, dude. I think everything's gonna go wrong.
And right before the wedding, the only time I was nervous, which I was surrounded by people the whole time, but Jada was the last person that was next to me, and she was, of course, the flower girl. So she walks away. I was nervous then. It was like 45 seconds until Dad walked up to walk me down. Oh no, I was behind the doors.
Yeah.
So that was the only time. 45 seconds. I was nervous.
45 seconds.
Yep, if that. It probably wasn't even 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
but-
just felt like it.
I know, it felt like an hour.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work out a game plan for
shit.
to start making those short.
Yeah.
I guess
scenes.
fuck what I was
We'll just do
saying,
scenes.
Right?
Yeah. Always fuck.
right? Yes, always.
Anything you're saying. Fuck.
Your shit is terrible.
Look, you could even do the short little scenes and then clip them all together eventually, or use
Oh, good one.
those and.
Hit him.
Yeah.
Yes.
About to
Do
be
you
a
like
fight
that,
on the
that
podcast.
silence? I did that for you.
Dropped out.
Dropped out.
Yeah, I've thought about it. It would be nice to like get a few scripted things that don't really tie into anything, and then get some just like, I don't know, shots of just nothing really, and then just tie it all together.
Hell
It
yes.
would be a fun little challenge.
You get your little filler shots.
Yes. Plus, I guess I could develop an actual style in that time frame.
Hell yeah.
So I feel like my writing style is pretty. I've found it. But yeah,
It's
How
the
often-
actual
Translating it to
filming.
images.
Yeah, for
How
sure.
often do
That would
you
be fun.
do creative writing? I've heard creative writing actually helps. Like, even if you're not like you don't want to do film or you don't want to do comedy, all that, like anything that requires
Right.
writing. If you do creative writing, I've heard that, I mean, it helps you in all aspects of life. I don't know. Does it help you?
it does. It helps me make sense of what's going on, and then if I can get some sort of handle on it in a way that makes sense to me, I'm no longer worried about shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm going to start doing that with the stuff I do in the morning already and like praying and like meditating. I'm going to start doing creative writing and see how that helps me.
Whenever you pray in the morning, do you pray as quickly as you do before we eat?
No.
Okay.
In fact, I actually have more
It's like,
of
Lord,
a...
please help me get things to say. I'm going to get really good
I really-
jobs and make some money.
I'm
Thank
really
you, bye.
looking to get off my knees, man. Can you just go ahead? All right.
I actually,
I said thank you, bye,
I
not
do-
amen.
I usually just like, I talk like
Right.
more than I pray. Like I talk, like I'm having a conversation with the universe
Okay.
instead of like praying for a
like
specific stuff.
super like
So it's
Yeah.
more formal.
Rigid.
I guess not
Right.
formal, but more
Informal.
personal. And,
More personal
Yeah.
for sure.
okay, so it's like an actual conversation.
Yeah, I just have a conversation with the air
that's
in
what
front
I
of me.
do. I just talk
So
essentially.
I was talking to this chick at work the other day. She's Muslim,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, yeah, I pray 5 times a day. And I was like, well, do you recite shit or like do you
Mm-hmm.
converse and whatnot? And she's like, it's a little of both. I was like, can you pray more than 5 times? She's like, yeah, the more the merrier. I was like,
Yes.
oh, okay.
That's awesome.
I didn't know how structured it was, but then to find out, not so much. Just
No,
get in your 5, call it a
Yeah,
day.
man.
I think
Should
That's
give it a shot.
interesting.
I do it. Pray at least 10 times a day before every job when I get home because I made it home safe, and it's more of like a gratitude thing. Like I'm grateful for the thing, and then I say like I'm a firm believer now of speaking things into existence. Because we said, what was it? It was right before the car wreck. We were like, before I'm 30, I want to have a company that's up and running and all that shit. I'm 29 and I still got 6 months to go. Like, it's before I'm 30. So now I'm a firm believer of speaking into existence.
Check your math, bro.
Whatever. 5 months, whatever. I'm almost 30.
what I was. You want him to be specific, but made fun of me for being exact with mine.
No, but the point of it is that I meant it in the sense that, he has it before he's 30.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like, no, 29's older than 30.
No.
So yeah, I wasn't explicit on that, but it was in my head. Sorry.
But no, just
You should know.
so I think when you pray, be like speak it in existence, not like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Speak it like you already have it. Like I already am successful. I already have a company. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And when you're talking or when you're conversating with the air in front of you, fucking, be thankful for already having it. You know what I mean? Be grateful.
He always says thank you for the things that we're gonna have.
Yeah, because we're
Man.
gonna get them.
This dude. Okay, so yesterday, I guess whenever we were, I don't know what made me think of this, but something in the middle of all that
Yeah.
made the shit click. So last night, whenever we were playing, I went to the bathroom and I peed, and there was this couch outside of the bathroom. I sat on it for a minute, played some Marvel Strike Force, like you do.
Yeah.
And this dude walks up, unprompted. He starts talking to me, and he was like, "Oh, that's what." Okay, it started. He goes, "Oh, bang! I got a bomb. You're dead." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool, man. At least it was
cool.
At least
Got
it
him.
was quick." And he was like, "No, man, it just blew your foot off." And then he went and peed, and then he came out, and he told me this story. He was sitting on his porch, and down the street there were these 2 people having a quarrel over a chick. Like the chick fucked some dude
Nice.
that
Of
you
course
know.
she did.
The
But-
best story.
And one of them decided that they were going to shoot the other guy. But instead, it was a stray bullet. Hit this dude in the head.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh
The dude
my
that's talking
God.
to
Yeah,
you?
the dude that's telling me. And I saw the scar, like, after he said it. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
fuck.
fuck.
Dude,
That's a legit story.
wild.
But, yeah, I love when shit like that
Hell
happens.
yeah.
People
Crazy.
just start telling you this crazy shit for no reason.
Yeah.
And I was
Yes.
like, oh,
Shit,
Cool
it just
guy.
goes to show if you want something bad enough, it
Right.
will
Stray
happen.
That's crazy, dude. I love when people come up and tell you about their shit. Like, because everybody has a story. Like, everybody has a story. And in those, like, those life stories, dude, there's some crazy shit that happens in people's lives,
dude.
man. It's fun to listen to.
people tell me crap like that, then it just kind of makes sense. Like whenever I tell story, like when I write stories and stuff, I tend to think, that would never happen. That's not realistic. And then people tell me this wild ass shit. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
It is.
I just have to make it feel real.
Yes,
and all is
absolutely.
well.
Yeah.
So the dude was telling me a story. He picked up his friend, and she was like, "Hey, have you ever had a girlfriend?" He's like, "No, what's that all about?" And she's like, "Well, have you ever touched any boobs or a pussy or anything?" And he's like, "No." She's like, "You want to touch mine?" And then she blew him.
What the
What?
fuck, dude?
I want to be a part of that story.
Yeah,
That's
Damn it.
crazy.
but then she did ask him for like $50 later.
What?
Not like as payment, but like, hey, I'm a little short on
I
cash.
was like, what a fucking ploy.
No,
It's
no.
like those
That
bitches at
bitch.
4th Street that put the shots in your mouth and
And
they're
you
like
ask for money.
$7.50.
Yeah.
And a tip.
No,
Yes.
I'll give you
Man.
$1.
Yeah.
That was a sweet sweet deal, but no.
I accidentally gave this girl a ride home one time. Not a ride home, a ride to Walmart. Check this out.
Accidentally gave her a ride?
Well, because I was buying drugs from this other girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the one girl was like, hey, can you give me a ride to Walmart? And I'm like, cool. You want to go? I'm not driving you back home. She's like, cool. I'll get a ride. Dude, I dropped her off in the parking lot.
Yeah.
She asked the first guy that she saw, hey, will you give me a ride? Because I'll suck your dick if you give me a ride. And the dude was like, well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, sure. I'm like, how did this how was I a part of this fucking story? Like,
Yes.
I didn't think at that point I'd never seen somebody like ask for a ride or a cheeseburger for sucking dick, but it's all
Yeah,
possible.
dude, yeah.
I was like, how is this possible? This bitch
Yeah.
is
I
crazy.
feel like everything that you could think of has happened.
Has happened.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, some
Absolutely.
weird
Weird,
shit.
because I tend to think of the universe as like, it's infinite. Anything's possible.
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then I let myself get kind of blocked. It's like,
Yes.
nah, that would never happen. Even
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
You know what's
Probably has.
crazy
It has.
to think about? That somewhere in the universe, right, there is a mirror image of this.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying the same exact thing. Like, because if it's infinite, and if that's true,
indeed.
this is happening somewhere else.
Yeah,
Maybe
this is
2 or 3
occurring.
times. Ain't that
I
crazy?
hope.
Think about it.
Yeah,
That's
I like
crazy.
it.
Yeah,
We
I like
should,
it. And then if we were to like
yeah.
Definitely.
Sure,
expand
man.
on that,
Yeah. But what do you mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
so much. No, that's what
Shit.
it's hard for, and that's why people have to have people have to fucking have religion. You know
have
why?
to.
Because they can't wrap their head around infinite. They can't wrap their head around universe and all these fucking what are they called, galaxies and stuff. They can't do it.
Yeah.
I was like pie.
So to
Yeah.
make themselves feel
Some
better,
people can't.
to make themselves fucking like
Gonzo?
get up and do life, they have to think that this is it and that there's a God and Jesus died on the cross for our sins.
the only thing that exists is what I can see,
Yeah.
except for my faith.
I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. The only thing that can exist is what I can see and conceive, except for my God.
Perfect. Yeah. But they can't believe in infinite universes and all that black holes and stuff.
It's
but they can
impossible.
believe in this fucking story that happened. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
There are no aliens.
Yeah, no.
But
But
let me
But-
tell you about Jesus and God.
There was this woman one time who was made from a man's rib.
Was Eve made from Adam's rib?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you sure?
have you even read the book?
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope.
I feel like that
The
Not
first
once.
story there.
isn't that one version
Oh,
of
Eve
it?
was made from Adam's rib.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
He took the rib from
Okay.
Adam and made Eve. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
what were you
Gotcha.
thinking?
Oh, I wasn't thinking. There was no thought going on over here. I was just like, that's a cool story. Where'd you hear
Where'd
that?
you get that? No, but yeah, like that's
Tell me that one.
conceivable.
I love how the Bible too talks so much shit about women. Like there are no
Oh,
good women in the
we're
Bible.
all
I've always
terrible.
wondered
They're
why
all
women
whores.
would follow that
I had
shit.
no idea.
They're,
It just
and they're
seems
comfortable
stupid.
with it.
Yeah.
So at the
I'm
church,
subservient. Yes, I'm inferior. Yes.
at the church I just left, like,
Yes.
dude, ask her. They would throw this huge party
Oh my
for
gosh.
Father's Day, right?
They'd bring
Yeah.
in like
Golf
fucking
carts and
boats
fucking
and golf
boats.
carts and
And
bring
set up
every-
this big thing.
Yeah.
They had a fucking reading for the women. They were like, the women will be reading in the basement.
And the women had to do the reading.
And the women had it.
basement.
They didn't get treated well.
God.
Yeah,
they don't
it
even
was-
have hot dudes reading to them.
Nope, they didn't even have like their husbands come up and like any. No, it was.
let me tell you.
They had like
How
a
do
whole
they?
thing.
Why would they follow that?
They had a whole thing in the gym for the men too.
didn't have
Afterwards,
that
like
for the
here's
women.
a whole thing. Like here's a gathering. Come afterwards. We're
Plus
gonna
they-
have food.
Well, I mean,
and-
They said
realistically,
that-
dudes have fun things. Golf carts sound fun. What are chicks gonna have?
Tampons.
You
You
gonna like
could
shake
ha-
flowers at each other? Tampons?
Dude, you could seriously fill the room with flowers.
That's
Yeah.
true. That would be a badass
Yes, that would
day.
be beautiful.
My thing is, they fucking and they did it like 3 months prior to Father's
Oh,
Day.
they-
They were talking like, let's get it going.
they were putting it on their
One
little,
week before Mother's Day, they were like, well, this is happening. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to attend, and like nobody attended.
to show up.
Yeah.
My thing is though, I don't think I think that the Bible and all that shit and the world in general wants to down women. I think women are the backbone of everything. Would you have ever done anything in life if not for pussy? What?
He's trying to think if he's ever done anything
Yeah.
for pussy.
Well, well, I mean, yeah, there were times like before
Come on.
I became interested in chicks
Oh.
where I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this for me. And now I'm just like, I mean, pussy's cool, but
You know,
I
I
don't care.
There was
Yeah.
like a period where, you know, when I was young and stuff, I didn't think about pussy. Then there's a period where that's all I could think about. Now it's like I integrate it in my
Mine's
life.
not good
Yeah,
enough.
it's like now I live with it and it's
Now
stale.
yeah,
It's stale.
still pussy.
But I mean,
Bitch, I wash mine, okay?
I feel like women are downgraded in that sense. I mean, this might not be obviously the case. I'm just speaking out loud.
Oh god.
But religion in general is a sense of exploration and discovering the unknown.
yeah.
And within human culture, males have been the hunter-gatherers, thus expanding the culture.
Yeah.
Women stay at home. They tend to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Make sure life keeps going.
yeah, dude, you have to have that. So, I mean, you can't downgrade women entirely.
Right.
But, you have to build up the explorers and the adventurers,
Right.
that
But
kind
at
of
the-
shit. But I mean, you can't also build up women. So you know what?
could.
If we're going to go out and claim all this and find this and explore this, we do need some bad bitches at home to make
Right?
it nice and
yeah.
keep it
That's what
safe.
I was going to say,
To keep
life
you
wouldn't
alive.
continue if it wasn't for the traditional
The life
woman who
giving
stays
women.
at home and
Which is
stuff.
why balance is important.
Yeah.
And then, oh God, we're losing it in every sense. God.
Oh, yeah.
My-
Balance is out
I'm
the
telling
door.
you, I don't just think this because this bitch. I think that women in
He's
general
motioning to
are
Sarah.
the reason.
Me.
Or the reason that like we are anything like. I think that they're a lot stronger than the world makes them out to be. I think that they're a lot stronger than they think they are. Like
Right.
you all want equality, but I think women are better than men. You know, in that sense, you're smarter than we are. Let's face it, dude. We
Some
don't
of
mature
'em.
until we're fucking 40.
Yes.
Well, that's
You hear me?
true. Oh, they mature faster, so they must
Yeah.
be smarter.
They're definitely smart. A lot of them are.
And I'd like to say a good woman because
good
not
woman.
all
Yes.
women
Not all
are
women,
equal.
yeah.
All right.
Right.
Yes, I'll grant you that.
Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of fucking terrible women, and
Yeah.
I've met every one of them except for you.
Whenever
Yes,
we
thank
speak
you.
like abstractly about women, I tend to just associate like the same traits to women as I do humanity in general, where
Yeah.
like most people are shit and stupid.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, the good women, absolutely.
But
There's
if you
a lot
do,
of
if
terrible
you
people.
if you have a good woman on your side, like it'll
Oh, you
drive
could
you
be
to
anything.
do more.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
dude. If you have a woman that treats you as if you're a king, you'll be a king. And then in turn, you will treat her like she's a
Yeah.
queen.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? She'll be a fucking queen. And together you can build a kingdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could build this fucking grand life, but you have to have a strong person beside you.
And then if you don't treat her like a queen, she'll just accept that she
Shit
is
all
still a
over you.
queen, and she'll cut your fucking head off.
Yeah.
That's right.
And a lot of these
And then
people,
walk
Throne
it.
is
they'll
mine.
downgrade their partner. They'll fucking get with somebody that is dumb or stupid or whatever,
Dumb
and then
and
they want to
stupid.
fucking wonder why their life's terrible. Well, you don't have somebody pushing you, and you're not pushing them, so you're worthless.
It's
Go
like,
kill
just
yourself.
Look at like the changes that he and I
Yeah.
made once we got together. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
yes, we ran amok
Right.
for a little while, but it was only a few
We
months.
did well,
because
though.
he,
There was a settling phase,
Yeah.
you know,
We did well
like
doing
in the sense of
bad.
dust, not
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Like I'm talking, she would be at the front door.
There's
I'm
someone
climbing out the
better
back door.
out there for me.
We
but-
were even good when we were doing bad shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So we exceeded together on everything we did, even if it was bad.
I love that. I was at the front door where you're climbing
Yeah.
in the back door. It totally
So-
happened.
Yeah,
That's
man,
true,
we worked
though.
well together.
Allegedly.
both solid individually, but together, boom,
Yeah.
10 times better. man.
unstoppable.
And, but you gotta find. But a lot of people get with somebody that's less than they are because they're like, well, I can't get the good person, so might as well get the girl with 5 kids.
Yeah,
and a
this
fucking
chick's better than nothing.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Better
and
than
I'm
not
tired
having
of
anybody.
waiting.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Swear
just
to
keep
God.
waiting. It'll either be worth it and better, or whatever. You're
Yeah.
still
Or
probably
whatever.
better off without that
Yeah,
piece of
you
shit.
Can, you can get a cat and call it a day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little
I-
kids.
Oh, now I
that
want to get a
need
cat and name it a day.
A
Hey, a day.
Oh, yeah.
I have no sympathy for
that.
people that put themselves in a shitty situation and then want to complain about it.
Right. No.
You did this.
But complaining is like cussing when you hit your foot on the corner.
Pretty,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It feels good.
That's what, when I come home now and I'm complaining to Sarah, well, it was before I quit, that I would only try to give myself, 2 to 5 minutes. I'd tell her, like, I only got to,
Yeah,
You
he would be like, this. Okay, and I'm done. I'm done complaining now.
done complaining.
Yeah.
Now let's see what we can do to fix it.
I do like that because it feels like you have things that you actually need to get off your chest.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I know I need to do this, but I don't want to ruin the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yes.
Right.
And
Get
I
it
feel
over
better.
with, get it out there, and you feel
Yeah.
better. You got to, man. You can't just complain and complain, and then do the same shit tomorrow. Wake up, do the same fucking shit. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
At work, I have to like facilitate groups and stuff, and it's of course. What'd you say?
Facility.
Oh,
Facsimile.
I thought you were saying nobody cares.
Oh no, not this time.
But it's supposed to be positive, recovery based, educational, whatever the fuck it is, and it's discussing I think it was actually this past week I was discussing, having a conversation, dealing with stress, and how venting can be fantastic as part of it.
Yeah, dude.
But you can't just vent and be done.
Yeah.
Like, then comes finding a solution to your stress.
Computers have to
fucking
vent
solution.
too, but
Yeah.
if they're not actually running programs, then who gives a shit?
Yeah, then it's just hot air.
Yeah. They just got a hot room.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
Absolutely, venting is fantastic.
Cold
but
people want that. Reptilians. What if the reptilians are just thriving on our complaints?
That's
No, man,
awesome.
if you
They
want-
would die without our complaints.
Yeah,
Do it
dude.
to keep the
I love the
lizards
people.
alive.
I love people that message me or something, and that's all they can do is complain. And then when you pose a question like, "Yo, what are you gonna?" They haven't thought past the complaining.
How long does that last?
I know.
30 minutes.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
watching. I've been hitting it. I didn't even notice.
Oh.
With my mind.
All right, I'm sorry.
Mind
Continue.
quad.
I've just been
Mind
thinking about that
quad.
for like a minute now.
Got you covered.
All right.
But no, and then you like pose the question like, what are you gonna do? They haven't even thought past their complaint. They're just like, I'm complaining. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. Like, that was the end of it.
Dude.
I'm
Or
not going
you
any
offer
further.
up a solution, and they're like, "No,
Yes.
that
Do you
won't
ever have
work."
people like get mad at you?
Yeah.
Like you offer up a solution. I'm like, I
Yep.
thought you wanted to fix this. Why are you bitching to
Yeah,
me?
I know.
They do,
Or
man.
you know what? If that's all you want to do is bitch, go to
Somebody
and
who
say,
else wants to
"Listen,
bitch."
I just need to complain right now. I don't
Yeah.
need you to fix my problem. Are you willing to listen?"
Yes.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
not
that'll be
that
the end of it.
hard.
Yeah.
You have to tell people what you need,
Yeah.
or they're not going to fucking know.
My
or if-
default position is just let's fix this.
yeah, let's try and fix this. Exactly. You can't get mad at someone for trying to fix something for you or
Yeah.
help you.
Yeah.
You can't get mad. If you don't want them to help, tell them that. Say, I just need to fucking scream about this shit in your face.
That's why I've
Please.
been thinking about
face.
carrying around a stick.
And hitting people with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why
That's
not?
right.
This can either be my helping stick or my hurting stick.
That's like people who complain about like Trump and shit are the same people who spend the majority of their time watching Netflix and sticking their finger up their ass. Like, they don't want to do anything.
Finger.
They don't want to put forth effort to fucking change anything.
Right.
But they will complain about it on Facebook so people look at them and read their posts and comment
It's like the
because that
same
gives them happiness.
the same kinds of people that want to like complain about the refugee situation.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay,
fuck
well, I
are
mean,
you
if
doing?
you're really that into it, let one live with you.
please.
Otherwise,
Why
shut the
not?
fuck up.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen people where they say specifically, they're like, oh, no, not in my house, but somebody should do it.
Someone.
The government.
Somebody
You know, it's
definitely
like,
should
oh,
do it.
yeah, let's count on the government to fix
It's so easy
everything.
to
Everything.
say, man.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, if you let so many people into your country, and that's the refugee thing is a very touchy issue because what's the best way to infiltrate the military?
Right.
Come in as a refugee, fill up the U.S. with the people that sleeper cells or whatever.
Trojan horse, boy.
Yeah.
That's right.
You take them in and you try to help. Well, they don't have a conscience. They don't give a shit. And whether that's what they're trying to do or not,
They
you never
meaning
know.
the bad people who are actually
Right, but at the
trying
same
to do
time,
that.
you have to find the proper balance.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the majority of people that are coming in are just decent people looking to get away from shit situations.
Right.
Right.
But you're also likely to have a person or two that's going to come in and say, hey, you know,
Fuck some shit up.
yeah, maybe I want to fuck some shit up.
Right.
But
And-
also, I mean, we've got a bunch of
Don't we have
shitty
problems?
white dudes already doing that.
Right.
Yeah. Don't we
So-
already have problems here? Like, we have a homeless issue and all that. Like, why don't we take care of
The
that
hungry
before we try to
kids.
take and all the trillions of dollars in debt that we are? Why don't
Well,
we try to take care of that?
That's fine. No. I'm content to live in debt as a country.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, worst case scenario, they come for it, and then we're like, no, we're not going to pay you. And then there's a nuclear war, and then we all just die.
Yeah. You know, if
Worst
that
case scenario.
Yeah.
so many people
I
are
like
scared of like the nuclear Holocaust. Not
Nuclear.
Holocaust. Is that what nuclear?
Say nuclear.
What do you say?
Nuclear.
Nuclear.
Oh, I
I
didn't
mean,
even
maybe.
notice.
Let's go back and check
No,
the tape
apocalypse.
later.
Roll
But
it back.
I could be wrong.
Apocalypse is the word. Like anything that
Nuclear
kills you,
apocalypse.
anything. I'm
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, you'll never know. If something
Yeah, what's the
like
fucking
that
matter?
happens, the minute one falls, you're done. So quit
You're
fucking
done.
worrying about
You're
it.
done. That's good
Everybody
shit.
on earth is fucked. If one goes off, the rest of them are triggered to go off. Because once one shoots one, then
Yeah.
that one goes. It's
one
a fucking
shoots
domino.
one and one shoots one.
Yeah.
And we're all done.
one
But-
and one.
So many
And
people are
done.
afraid of like death and it's going to be painful. They don't know what. And I'm scared too myself. But I've come to the realization with the fucking wreck, I'm going to bring it up again, that it's not going to matter, dude. It happens in a split second and you don't feel nothing. Like your body protects you from feeling pain.
But then what if you're one of those poor bastards that's just on like the outskirts of it
and
and
you
you
just
die of
barely-
radiation shit?
Oh, God.
You just barely hang on.
Yeah.
Fucking gotta be so terrible.
My skin's melting, but I'm still plodding along.
Damn, dude, that would be
Well,
rough, right?
And
Yeah, dude.
at the end of the day, even if it does actually hurt to die, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So just give it
Fucking
up.
strap
If it's
on
gonna
your
happen,
big
it's
boy
gonna
pants.
happen.
Yeah.
On a big boy
You're about
pants.
to be
Big
in
boy
pain
pants.
for life.
Yeah, that's
Or for
something.
death.
I don't.
Whatever.
That's I guess that's the one fear you have to get over because that's the worst fear for most people, anyways. But if death doesn't scare you, why
Yeah.
should anything else
Nah.
should be? Why
I'm more
should
scared
you?
of bugs
No,
than I
simmer
am
down.
of dying.
Check this out. All right, I posed this the other day to Eason, and I was like, because I forget what we were talking about specifically, but it tied into people say, like, oh, fucking with kids is the worst thing you could do. It's like, okay, if given the choice, would you rather be fucked in the ass as a 13-year-old or skinned for like a month?
Nope, I would definitely rather
I'll
be
take it
fucked
in the
in the
butt.
ass.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm taking
That
that, in
dumb
the
shit
ass.
hurts.
That dumbass was like, no, skin me. Like, are you
What?
sure?
He's
Because I feel like
retarded.
20 minutes into this, you're going to be like, please just fuck me.
Listen,
He's getting scared of
I've
being viewed
got-
as a homosexual.
Yeah,
That's
I've got
it.
a cut on my finger, barely. It's fucking small as shit, and
Yeah.
that bitch, you can barely see it. That bitch hurts.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
not a
those
lot
are kind of
there.
the worst.
That bitch fucking hurts, dude.
Yeah,
It
those are the
hurts
worst.
so bad. I notice it all
It's like
day
a paper
long.
cut. Paper
Can-
cuts
I
are
can't-
terrible.
Dude,
But then,
yes. I can't imagine
with
being
that idea-
fucking skinned.
I kind of want to explore that a little, because then it ties into societal perception, I guess. Because it's like, oh, if you choose getting raped over getting skinned, then you're probably gay.
You're probably fucking
yeah. And
homosexual.
it's like,
Fucking
why is the
stupid.
thought of being looked at as gay by society
Worse than being
than being
I
skinned?
had no idea, because people are fucking stupid.
That's like somebody
But-
asking you if you would take $1 million to suck a dick. You're
Yup.
goddamn right I'm
Goddamn
sucking that
right.
dick.
Yeah,
I
dude.
I'm
suck
gonna
dick
do it
for
good,
free,
too.
So.
Zach and I talked about this shit. 'Cause He
Yeah.
was on board. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, where do I sign?
Yeah,
It's $1 million
exactly.
bucks, dude.
$1 million.
It's-
But most
That's
people,
life-changing money
yeah,
for one dick.
I know. It's
one
just a
dick, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what most people. I almost kissed a dick for $1,000, so
Right.
I'm definitely sucking
Sad I
one for
wasn't
$1 million.
there.
I would have done it.
I wish someone had paid me to suck some of the dicks I've sucked in my
Yeah,
life.
dude. 20
God
bucks.
damn! What are you thinking? Our marriage here, boy.
Listen, you knew what you were signing up
Good
for,
thing she didn't bring up the ass she ate.
right?
Right. That's
No, that's
No,
crossing
no.
a line.
awesome.
I have standards, motherfucker.
A lot of people though are scared of that being labeled like homosexual or whatever because society has viewed it so bad that they're like it's such this bad fucking vision because their dad scolded them when they wanted to wear
Right.
makeup one time when they were 10 years old.
Right.
So they're in their head they're like I can't suck a dick. Even $1 million, bro.
He was mad about the makeup, but I was jacking off to Brett Favre.
Right, dude? If
I
you
would
only
fucking-
knew.
I'm doing that shit. I might even do it twice just for good luck.
I'd say for more than half of my life, people thought I was gay. Even our
Right.
own family. I was at Ray's
I
funeral.
still think you're gay.
Right? We were at our cousin's funeral, and the cousin's brother, I said something about having a boyfriend, and he was like,
Blew him away.
You're not gay?
He's like, wait, what?
He said it to me.
Damn.
He said, you're not gay? I was like, wow. Nope.
Nope.
But because I was a tomboy, because I didn't dress and
You didn't
act
conform.
like a girl, which, I mean, I guess, whatever, but
I get the same thing because I'm feminine.
yes, I
And
swear
you,
to God.
Like, you put polish on and stuff.
That's
I'm
part of
sure
being
that-
feminine. Don't outline it.
anytime I say something about you painting your nails,
Yeah.
the first question is
First.
always, is he gay?
Yeah, dude.
No.
Is it-
You know what though? I will tell you something. I think people can perceive change. So check this out. There was one time, the very
Bold
first time I
statement.
took you around our redneck fucking no homos, no black
Yeah.
people. You know, they're just
Yeah.
very judgmental people.
What if
right?
they're mixed?
And yeah, and we brought when we were going to Tulane, it was like that little hole in the wall bar and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, of course I want you there. And then you came, and sure enough, all the friends that we have that they want to know
Hell
where you're
yeah.
at, what you're doing, all that because they fucking love you. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
They
Like
were cool as shit.
Yeah.
I think people are fucking capable of change, capable to see a different way.
Yeah.
You just got to introduce them. Like
It could be like maybe the people that are hesitant to accept stuff like that are thinking of it in an equivalent way of when I think of women in general. I just think of the idiots and the bad people.
Right.
They're thinking,
Right.
this flamboyant motherfucker, he's just gonna try to blow me in my car.
Right.
You know. But instead of thinking of the reality, they just have this
Right.
fucked up picture in their head.
yeah, and that's
So you gotta
it.
get that out.
Surprised that
Change
that
your
was a
hearts or
changing
die.
Or die.
thing. That was a moment that changed me because I was
Uh-huh.
like, well, I didn't expect that. I expected them to be like off put and stuff like that. Because I fucking love you. But I know that there's people out there that would be like, oh, well, he said, like the cancer
Right.
thing and shit, or, you know, saying an off joke or something, right?
Yeah.
Would throw some people off.
Yeah.
But
Amy said she tensed up a little
Yeah,
when I
like,
started talking,
oh.
and she knows me.
Yes.
or like the
Maybe
time that
that's
you
what
were
shit
cussing
was
at the
funny.
one and you got thrown off the show. Remember that? Has it
was
been
awesome.
a while? Just like that. Like people, but there are people out there that will change. You got to
Although
introduce them to
That place isn't open anymore, so Amy says we can't
Shocking.
count it.
Oh,
Whatever.
I
Right.
agree with that.
Well, I remember being out in public one time. I was at Target with Omen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And
He's told me about this.
oh my God, I mean, he was just so uncomfortable. You tell the story because I'm not a good
Oh,
storyteller.
dude, they were just walking around Target, and Omen, he was all like prim and proper and shit, and Sarah just walking through the store, just fucking shit, and just not filtering herself at all. And you guys were like, you got around
Yeah.
like the toys and shit, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's thinking, these kids are gonna hear this. They can't hear this
Yeah,
shit, and you're just like, I don't give a fuck.
And that's exactly
And it
what
made
I
him
said.
really uncomfortable.
I don't give a fuck. And this is someone who was, I mean, one of our closest friends. Was
Yeah.
always around, like part of the family essentially, and
Hell
was
yeah.
like, "Ugh," like,
Brother from another mother.
yeah, dude.
You know, there's sometimes like when I was around that huge company owner and stuff, and we have foul fucking mouths.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of times that I'm like, let's try to at least church it up just a little bit. You know what I mean?
You know, won't drop F bombs in every sentence or anything.
like the first time you meet
Half
somebody,
of
try to, you know, whatever. But usually, like with that company I'm talking about, I was myself. I talked like myself, and I did, and he liked me more than the people that faked it when they were around him, because I was me. Like, yo, this is me. Fuck, take it
Yeah,
or
I'd
leave
much
it.
rather have a genuine person with a filthy mouth than a fake
A
that
Yeah.
fake
keeps
guy
it
that's
clean.
smiling,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
gonna talk shit about, you know, you behind your back.
I
And
know,
stuff.
like as soon as you're out of sight, they're just talking shit.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'd much rather be myself and you not like me than me be something fake every
Yeah.
time
And
you're
you
around.
like
you
me,
like me.
yeah.
Fuck that.
And if you think I'm unbearable, tell me.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you to fuck off. But
Yeah.
we're on good terms.
That's
I
right.
feel like if you can't handle how I am, like if you don't like who I am a lot of
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But I don't sound bait.
That's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's doing better.
Anyway.
Yeah. That I don't want anything to do with you. I mean, and not because, you know, like I feel like I'm fucking great and you should like
Yeah.
me. No, but
you
just
don't want to have to.
yeah, if I can't be myself, because it's one of the only things I'm good at. I've said it before. I'm fantastic
okay.
at being myself. Then I don't need to fake who I am for you to
just
be around.
have,
Yeah.
like, and who the fuck are they
Yeah, who
to
the fuck are
like you or
you?
not like you? Like, why would I care what the fuck you think about me? Like, why is that a thing? Why do humans care about? They're a human just like
It's
you.
narcissism.
Yeah.
They're the center of their world.
Did you know that being a human, the chances of being a human are 1 in 400 trillion? Whoa.
Of you being you.
Of you being you right here. Ain't that crazy?
Well, I mean, yes, but also no in an infinite
No.
universe. But
Yeah.
yeah, 1 in 4 trillion, that's pretty fucked.
But you think of those chances, and then you think about like giving a shit what somebody else thinks about you. Like, why are we care?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Why do we care?
But, well, I think it stems from a slow, I guess, kind of ushering in
Yeah.
of people. Oh, man, I spilled my tea. We went and ate before we played yesterday. And, like, I took, like, one drink out of it and I spilled it everywhere.
I was thinking about putting more water in there. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. Good times.
Both y'all motherfuckers spilling shit all the time.
No, but an ushering in of, I guess, understanding and just how you, I guess, move around in the world and see it and view it and stuff. So you kind of have to start with, I guess, the surface kind of bullshit of like acceptance and fitting in and worrying about what you think of people and what they think of you.
Right.
And then you can eventually get past that because, you know, a lot of people say that like once you hit your 30s and your 40s, you start to not worry about that. But in your teens and 20s, you're all caught up in culture and like, this will get me likes and, you know, people will want to be around me and all this shit.
I wish I could have been different when I was younger. I mean, because we didn't have a good life growing up. We didn't have the nice stuff. I didn't have good shoes. And I wish back then I knew what I know now because I wouldn't have gave a fuck and I would have just been doing me. I was to a certain extent, but I was trying to impress people or cover up the fact that we didn't have much. And I was trying to be something I wasn't. And now that I'm me, I feel 10 times better in that sense.
Right.
See, I on the same thought, like growing up, I put off a lot of the air that I didn't give a shit about anything.
Oh, yeah.
I still gave a shit about things.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, and I actually don't give a shit.
Right.
It's a huge difference.
Yes.
Big difference, right?
But then you try to pass that on to people that are growing up. It's like, hey, man, just don't give a shit. And it's like, well, maybe they'll think about it when they're older, and they'll be like, oh, he did try to tell me.
Right.
Yeah. You
But
know,
at the same time, who gives a shit what I say?
I think there's a lot
No
of like a lot of your artists that become really famous younger. They're a part of that group that just never gave a shit. They were doing them, and whether you liked it or not, they were doing it. That's why they're so great. That's why they're famous now. That's
So
why
is
they're
it
doing
a thing that we could look at the parents and wonder what they did, or do you think they were just born that way?
Born that
and they're
way.
like,
Born that way.
I'm ready. Then does that speak to reincarnation? Like it's like a new game plus. Like they came into this world not giving a shit because they were preparing for it in their last one, or is that just a stupid idea?
No.
No, I like
Here's-
that idea.
Here's my
No.
thoughts.
I
Check this out.
No,
Get it.
I
He's
agree, but no.
I think I can wrap my head around reincarnation. This is what I think. You know how you have these child prodigies that can play like Mozart at 3 years old and shit?
Yeah, dude.
Now think about this. So if reincarnation is real, right?
Right.
So through all your lifetimes, right? And you're probably like me and you and her, since we're not prodigies at anything.
You don't know what
I
am.
think we're at the
Yeah.
beginning
She's a Sarah
stages
prodigy.
of our growth. So what happens is you have all these lifetimes to learn things. Say it's music, and through all, like, say 6 lifetimes, it's all you've done is music.
Right.
Well, on that 7th one, you come out knowing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're a prodigy at music now because of that. You know what I mean?
I like that idea, but it's so exhausting.
You
It
remember
is.
that kid that God, I wish I could remember his name, but he came out saying that he was.
Oh yeah, that he was from Mars. Or no, he was from
Was he the fighter
different
pilot
planet.
in the 1800s?
No,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel
He's
like
the
it might
one
have
that
been
said
early
that
19s, but either way.
the key to the universe was behind the Sphinx's ear, and that there were people on Mars. So the kid that was from the universe.
He came
What?
into existence and said from a young age.
Who the fuck is this?
He
I'll
was
tell
like
you, hold on.
3 years old.
Oh, I
Mind
want to
you,
meet this kid.
No one's heard from him since.
Oh, I know.
So
So,
well,
I
everybody
don't
gets
know.
one, you know. He was a one-hit wonder.
shit.
That's fine.
But he was like a child who shouldn't be able to speak in full sentences.
Yeah.
Speaking in full sentences.
Especially shouldn't be saying that shit.
Yes, and in other languages even. I think he could speak at least one other. I can't remember. It's been so long. But yeah, I mean,
The government killed him.
maybe there's no record of him anyway. He doesn't have any like social media or anything, and he'd be old enough now to have social media.
I could see it working out like a child actor. You know, he got so bombarded once that came out. He's like, all right, leave me alone.
Yeah,
I just want to go run around on my bike.
maybe him and Tupac or somewhere.
Yes.
They're out there together.
Man. That's why he stopped talking, because he's like, I want Pac to myself.
Yeah, that's right. Don't tell anybody.
I don't know.
What are you doing there?
We'll
I was
have to
trying to find
it
him,
later.
but
That's fine.
I just can't find his name. This is him, but I can't find his name.
It's
as
fucking
quickly as I
fine.
like.
God.
It's Boris. Yeah, Boris something. The Indigo Child.
The
whatever.
Indigo Child, that is what it was
Yeah.
called.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, you should look into it, read all about it. It was very interesting. I'd like to know if it were true.
Yeah, it sounds pretty
He was
boss.
able to do like
He was
like-
Russian.
yeah, he was
I
Russian.
can't say his last name. Boris Kiprianovic. Kiprianovic.
Oh.
Whatever.
But he was able
Russian
to do like
Boris, the
advanced
Indigo
math
Child.
and stuff like that too,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, man.
So
But
if that doesn't speak to like our genetic coding just like not being fully understood and utilized,
Right.
I don't know what the fuck does.
Yeah.
no, I've
seriously.
always agreed with that. Like I've always thought that about, for generation lifespans, you learn these things and then they pop out at 3 like, I got this shit. I've been doing this shit for
Yeah.
5 lifetimes.
Yeah.
Like this ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a lot of
up.
those kids. You have a lot of kids like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But well, that was another episode of Wildly Uninteresting. We appreciate all of our viewers. If you could leave a
Thanks,
comment to
y'all.
let us know what the fuck you want to hear, because nobody leaves comments, y'all just hit the like button. and
Simmer
shit.
down.
Yeah. We
No, I
are.
feel like
Oh,
there-
I thought you had something.
Oh no, I feel like I saw somebody that commented something, but then it
yeah,
was just,
someone said that we had good
content or something, but I think it was a robot.
There was
no,
some-
fuck that, man. Let's appreciate the robots too.
Thank you,
You know how I
robot.
feel about 'em.
Yeah. As long as
yeah.
they're not racist. But we do
God.
appreciate the listeners.
I guess I need to start responding to shit that I see instead of just
Yeah.
I
saying.
do.
Yeah.
We are now putting up short clips, like 4 to 5 minute clips. So if you run past them, man, share those clips for us so that people can listen. You could do it in short bursts. Listen to us, love us, fucking comment and shit. But this
fucking
was
comment and shit.
episode 21 of the
Yeah,
podcast.
Gonzo, y'all.
Wildly uninteresting.